Hey Randy. Amazing Grace and I drove from New York City to Midland, Texas, where my mom picked us up and took us the rest of the way to Lovington, New Mexico. The big question though is, did we see any Legos on the way? Well, our first stop was Gettysburg, and the gift shop there did have something akin to Lego. I didn't buy one of these because I generally don't like knockoffs, but now I'm thinking I should have gotten it, since it's fun to try out the knockoffs for the channel, and I wouldn't mind giving money to a national park. But since it was early in our trip, I held out thinking maybe I'll find some more Legos along the way. Next, we went to Dollywood, and while there were a lot of things and lots of rides, I didn't come across any Legos. I can't say for certain since we only visited a small portion of the park, but where we went, I didn't notice any. Though I could have been distracted by the flying elephants. After Dollywood, we went to the Titanic Museum. I'm not really sure why this is in Tennessee. Unfortunately, they didn't allow photos inside the museum. That is, until we got to the Lego recreation of the Titanic. Overall, the museum was pretty cool with a recreation of the famous stairway, and they also had this really cool, no pun intended, iceberg room where it was very cold outside, or you seemed like you were outside even though you were in a room, and you had water that you could touch to see what it was like out in the ocean. But I couldn't get any pictures or video of that. But it did have actual Legos here, so score one for the Titanic Museum. In Nashville, we spent a couple of days there and found several murals, but no Legos. While walking around looking at the various murals in the area, we happened across this little guy. We also went to the Country Music Hall of Fame, and I was surprised there were no Legos there. It was mostly guitars and things, but with over 140 inductees, you're telling me none of them ever had a Lego set made of them? There's a Lego Ideas idea for you. I want to see Reba McEntire as a minifig. After Nashville, we made our way to Memphis. Memphis was also Legoless, but perhaps we just weren't looking hard enough. We visited Graceland, which would also make for a great Lego set, Randy. An Elvis minifigure would certainly be a prime collectible. Then we hit Hot Springs, Arkansas, where we saw some alligators and a bathhouse, but no Legos. Now we were pretty much at the end of the trip. It was just Texas from that point on, and I'm sure you're aware there's nothing interesting in Texas. We went through Dallas, stopping for some fried chicken. Then it was on to Midland, where we dumped our belongings onto the ground and turned in our rental car. Once in New Mexico, I guess I was going through Lego withdrawals because as we were picking up much needed supplies from Walmart, I picked up a few sets. And apparently at some point in time, I had some Legos shipped here. I had forgotten all about them, so bonus Legos. I think I'll open up one of these in the next video. See you soon. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe and all that. You can also support the channel and get cool Lego-y perks on our Patreon, like a random minifigure each month or your name in the credits.